So the first member of my Prepper Dream Team would be Prepper Robert. I think he'd be good at group integrity and internal group security, and he's just an all-round great guy. I've spoken to him a few times. He's very humble, and I'm sure he has many other skills I'm not aware of, but that we'll get to know in time. And just an all-round great guy. So the second member of my team would be Prepper Vet UK. Communications, so monitoring communications, I think he'd be really good at that. OPSEC, operational security for the group, making sure that we don't communicate things externally, which could give us away. I think he'd keep a tight lid on that. And infiltration and exfiltration of another group, monitoring communications, whether that be electronic or otherwise. Third member, I would have Skinny Medic if I could. I tried to draw a little ambulance there, but I don't think it turned out very well. I don't think we'd have ambulances in Stuff It's the Fan anyways, but obviously Skinny Medic, first aid, I think he'd be good at, obviously he does courses, so he'd be good at teaching other people, the essential skill that is first aid. Group welfare and just general health, I think he'd be good at that too, and maintaining the group's, physical abilities to, through good health. Setting up medical stations in other communities and other groups, training people up in first aid, and then we could then, from other groups, he could bring people in, train them in first aid, and then they could go back to their group and they would be more skilled in that area, which is going to be a very important area in Stuff It's the Fan. And also, if I could, I would have Engineer 775 on my Prepper Dream Team. He's obviously engineering, mechanical, but he would be the guy who I would ask to set up any physical infrastructure if we get settled in one spot. I think obviously he'd be good at turning anything that we do have in an area, we'd be able to make use of it straight away in some sort of engineering, mechanical way, which could aid the group. And buildings are maintained very well now, but for in a long-term disaster, there might not be. So I think he'd also be good at, just getting people involved in maintaining equipment and maintaining buildings and infrastructure, and he obviously knows how things go together, and he'd be able to build the the water, and he'd be able to get the backbone of an infrastructure that may have been completely wiped out. The next member and group on my team I would have is Offgrid with Brad and Kelly. Obviously, we know these people from Full Spectral Survival, but they've got another channel now where they're doing off-grid stuff, and just the amount of knowledge that they've got in all sorts of areas, to do with homesteading and survival, is again another absolutely essential skill. So again, like as with Skinny Medic, I would have them, we could bring people in from other groups that we make contact with. Brad and Kelly could teach them in off-grid matters. They could, I think they'd be good at adjusting people to an off-grid lifestyle. When we've got so many people dependent on electronics, social media, a lot of people are going to be lost. They're not going to know, the value of supporting themselves, because they haven't supported themselves for such a long time. So I think they'd be good at off-grid adjustment, orientation, and just homesteading in general. So I think, to have these two as part of my team would be absolutely amazing if Stuff Hits the Fan. The next member of my dream team I'd have is Geordie Prepper. Not only just an all-round great guy, he's assessment of things, assessment of situations and people. I think that's a really valuable skill. We don't have enough of that going on at the minute. I think he'd be good at acquiring people from other groups, or showing to an entire group the advantages that would be to come into our group and to assimilate them into our group. And I think he'd be good at assessing other groups, other people, and be able to get out of them. I consider Geordie Prepper would be like the guy on The Walking Dead, you know, from the community, Alexandria, who went out to other people, approached them, you know, and then saw the potential in them and then brought them into their group. I think Canadian Prepper would be really, really good at that. And, you know, obviously he brings many other skills to the table too. And I think in that slot particularly, I think he would really help in the dream team. So that's why he's included. The next one on my list is Armed Rogue. Really great lass. She's got an awesome channel. You know, she really shines as like a mother, to be able to have someone that young people can go to and feel comfortable with. So I think that would be one area that she'd be good at. But I mean, obviously, as with all the others, you know, they bring so many other skills to the table. But I mean, in particular, archery and hunting, you know, that's just the major reason that I would love to have Armed Rogue on my dream team. Group activities and games, I think she'd be good at that, because, you know, obviously archery isn't just like a solo sport, it's like a group activity. And I think she knows probably many other things that would occupy people, so people don't get, you know, agitated, you know, fidgety, distracted. It's good to have some downtime, even when stuff hits the fan. So I think Morgan would be really good at organising that sort of thing. And the last one for my dream team would be LDS Prepper. He's one of the original preppers that I found when I was getting into YouTube, and immediately I saw that he was, you know, he was the guy that grew stuff. He was doing all sorts of things where he was inspired me to do my lights out challenge, periods of time without electricity and water and gas. He was the original one that I saw doing this. But yeah, acquiring food and water, growing it from probably an area that most people would think that they couldn't grow things in. You know, LDS Prepper has those skills and he has that knowledge, and he grows things through a particular method called the mid leader, and the results he gets from it is just amazing. So again, I think he would immediately be able to start growing things for the group, no matter what the season, and obviously working in conjunction with other people such as Engineer 775, you know, we'd be able to set up something where we'd be immediately producing for the group, and he definitely has the knowledge to be able to do that. So that was my final pick. I mean, obviously, all preppers, you're all my brothers and sisters, you know. If I could, I would have all of you on my team, but it's obviously not possible. Every single one of you out there, you know, you all bring unique stuff to the table, and, you know, it would be an honour to have any of you. But, you know, this would just be, you know, my core group, I guess. There's other people on my core group I would definitely have, you know, but the video would just be like an hour long or 2 hours long, so I wouldn't be able to mention everyone who's on my list, but I hope you know who you are. And yeah, that's my list. So obviously I've also chosen everyone in here because I think that they would work well with all the other people in this group. So that's my dream team. You know, if you want to do your own dream team, then I'd love to see it. And check out all of these channels below. I've got links in the description below, so you can all check these channels out. Some of them you might not have heard of. And be safe and be prepared.